Hello world, this is Jeffrey, JGB146 Blake, and I'm coming to you with this week's weekly roundup, looking at live events happening in the Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas area. First off, I want to discuss briefly what I know about who won the things that we talked about last week. My information is incomplete. I apologize, but I haven't been able to reach out and touch base with all of the different organizers and get anything set up to get that information. So we'll take care of that soon, and hopefully we'll start having a long, or at least longer, shout out to the people who won. So event number 1, Madison Regionals. That was won by a Blacephalon GX deck piloted by Ian Robb. Congrats to Ian Robb. Well done. Event number 2 that we can talk about is the Unbroken Bonds Cup that was at Alien Games in Jinx. Kevin Murphy won that, and he was piloting an attacking Vikavolt deck using the latest Unbroken Bonds Vikavolt with the Charge Bug to pull shenanigans and have Vikavolt hitting for huge numbers. And yeah, totally won. Very nice. He also just barely bubbled out of Top Cut on Sunday. Third, on Sunday at Wizards, where I was judging, the winner was Greg Plater, and he was piloting a Zapdos Jirachi build. He also deserves a shout out, a second shout out, I suppose, for earning his invite to Worlds in DC this summer. So good job, Greg. Well done. And want to throw a couple more shout outs around this tournament. One goes out to Clayton Fagan because he made Top Cut. He in top 4 was facing off against Greg, had a very good setup. More than likely, I think, might have been able to at least take game 1, but reached across the table, and instead of saying good luck, he said, "Good luck in DC this summer. You now get your Worlds invite." He knew that Greg needed exactly 40 points to get his invite, and he conceded the match so that Greg got his invite on the spot, didn't have to worry. The two know each other well enough. They had discussed, I think, earlier in the day when they were paired up during Swiss rounds, that Greg was close. Clayton already got his invite, and Greg was having a little bit of struggle trying to balance getting the rest of his invite against his studies at university. So Clayton sort of lifted the load off of Greg's shoulders there, making sure that he was able to basically be done there. Clayton quickly followed that offer with a "you better win this cup," and Greg did, so good job there. Second shout out goes out to level 5 team member Harrison Grandish. Harrison took second place in the Wizards Cup on Sunday, and he took either third or fourth. He was in the top 4 on Saturday. So he gained a total of 72 points with a Savali Lightning Box deck that you can see profiled on the Team Level 5 webpage. Probably go up either later today or sometime tomorrow. But yeah, congrats to Harrison as well. I don't know how any of the other tournaments ended up, the Cup at Game Master or the Challenge/Cups down in Texas. But, you know, when we get information going forward, I'll definitely include all the info I can in these weekly roundups. Now then, let's move on. Let's talk about what is coming. NAIC in Columbus, Ohio, and yeah, it's coming up. Big tournament, probably the biggest one we'll have all year, and the winners of each age division basically get to go to Worlds if they've played anything at all. And even if you don't win, if you place, you get a lot more points for placing at NAIC than you do for placing at any regionals. So it's definitely a way you can shore up your last points if you are close to your invite. Next, because everyone knows about NAIC by now. This weekend at Dice Addiction, we are running a League Cup, $15 entry fee. It will be standard, best of one, 30-minute rounds, followed by hour-long rounds in Top Cut, best of 3 for that. And simultaneously, like I said, that's here in Tulsa, June 8th on Saturday. Registration starting at 11. And then as soon as we move into Top Cut for this, everyone who didn't make Top Cut is encouraged to play in our league challenge. It's a $5 challenge, and a random participant right before the last round of the challenge starts will be selected based on standings. We'll draw a random number, and whoever happens to be in that place gets a free full art Lucario Melmetal Tag Team GX card. So stick around after you play in the cup. Go to this. If you don't feel like playing in a cup for some reason, but you want a full art card, it's $5 to play in the challenge. You do not have to play in the cup to play in the challenge. We welcome as many people as possible. Then on Sunday in Stillwater at Night Arms, there is another League Cup. Again, $15 for the League Cup. And they're also, obviously, League promos. They do an interesting thing too in Stillwater that I guess they're turning into a regular occurrence. Every time you win, you earn a pack. So you don't have to place to get some prizing. If you win any of your rounds, you're going to get a pack. Every pack, pack per win. I don't know that I need to emphasize that more. I'm probably belaboring the point. But it's kind of nice. I bubbled out of cut in the last tournament they held, and I came away with 3 packs. It felt like, hey, I got something out of this, so it was cool. Following their cup, again, sort of the same style of what we're doing in, on Saturday at Dice, on Sunday at Stillwater in Night Arms, they're going to be holding a challenge when the cup moves into Top Cut. The challenge will be, again, $5, and it doesn't look like they're doing any kind of giveaway for the challenge, but should still be fun times. Should be a good way to earn some points if you don't quite make cut like I didn't last time. Alrighty. I will be judging, obviously at Dice I'll be the TO, and then at Night Arms I'll be judging there too, so you'll get to see my pretty face a lot if you're playing in Oklahoma this weekend. But if you're not, maybe you will next weekend. I forgot, we have also gotten a date for the Wizards Asylum League Challenge for the month of June. It's going to occur on the 16th, so not this weekend, but next weekend, next Sunday. Registration at noon. Play starts around 1. And their challenges are only $4. No giveaways, but $4 for a challenge is pretty good. Alright, moving on. Outside of Oklahoma, you might decide that you want to do a double cup weekend and you don't want to do it in Oklahoma. I think that's a bad decision because it means you won't get to play in one of my events. But one area you might go to for that would be up around the Kansas City area, playing at Collector's Cash. Once again, this is one of the largest cups you will probably see in the center of the United States. I've been told by many people that it plays like a small regionals or a large special event, whichever way you want to talk about. So with that, go there. You'll get lots of prizes if you win. It is a little bit more pricey at $20, but definitely an experience that you should have sometime. Preferably not on the weekend that it's competing with me, though. Additionally, also in Kansas, same day that Wizards is holding their $4 challenge here, there's a $5 challenge at Top Cup Gaming. That's the name of the league. The name of the venue is Next Level Cafe. It's there in Wichita, so not as far north as Kansas City. And standard format, best of one, $5, yada yada yada. This league is still getting going. I think they'll be holding their second Cup at some point in July. But it's a good good store. We want to show Anthony our support. So I encourage anyone that's in or around the Kansas area, the central Kansas area specifically, to make their way out to Wichita and play at Next Level Gaming. And then we're moving over into Missouri. So we talked about the cup that's happening in Collector's Cash on Saturday. Well, paired with that, just maybe an hour away in Sedalia, Missouri, is another cup on Sunday. This one is likely to fill up, so they require pre-registration to make sure that if you're going, you're going to be able to get there. Do that by calling the shop. The links for all of these tournaments, by the way, will be in the description, so you don't have to copy anything down or look at my screen necessarily, but it is there for reference. But yeah, if you're going to play at Collector's Cash, definitely probably worth it to try to get yourself into the one at Sedalia as well. Later in June, middle of the month, a week later, there will be another cup in a city called, I'm probably pronouncing this horribly, but Crèvecoeur. I guess I should have mentioned, it is just a flat $15 entry for the cup in Sedalia, whereas in Crèvecoeur it is a $15 for juniors and seniors and a $20 entry for masters. But they're doing a League Cup on Saturday, the following Saturday, from 3:30 to 5 registration. Standard stuffs. So if you want to come down to Oklahoma for a double cup weekend and then playing more the next weekend, you do get the opportunity for another Missouri area double cup, playing here, and then on Sunday, actually, before we get even to that, West Plains is another option for that same Saturday the 15th League Cup. This one, same structure for entry, and it starts a little earlier. It starts at 8 a.m. So I have no information about either of these locations. I can't tell you whether one shop is better than another. Maybe I'll gather that information from feedback in the channel, or maybe I'll get it from going at some point, because I want to scout out all the locations that I'm going to be talking about eventually, but I don't know right now. Whether you play in this or the first Missouri Cup we mentioned in Crèvecoeur, you can follow them up with a Sunday Cup at Magelings there in Columbia, Missouri. This one is the interesting, has the interesting pricing that I wanted to note. It is a League Cup, and admission is $6. So definitely worth your time, I think, on Sunday. Registration starts at noon. Check it out. And then we're going to get into like the second half of the video. So you may or may not be interested in hearing the rest of this, because we're going to talk about Texas. Texas has a lot of stuff going on. Starting off with a League Challenge today. This video is going to go up just in time for anyone who sees it the second it goes up, to say, well, I live in Texas, I'm going to go over to Austin. I'm going to play in the Mothership League Challenge. They're at Mothership Books and Games in Austin, Texas. And registration starts at 6, runs through 7:15. You do have time if you leave right now, assuming that you're watching this video like pretty soon after it goes live. $6, and everybody gets a pack in addition to packs to the top finishers. Also today, the Missouri City Sugarland League Challenge there in Houston. So maybe you don't live near Austin, but you still live in Texas. Over on the Houston side of things, you want to play a challenge today. Again, registration starts at 6. Again, we've got a $5 entry fee this time. No guaranteed packs from what I can tell, but there will I'm sure be packs as pricing for top finishers. So whichever side of Texas, whatever's closer, you can make it out for a league challenge this evening if you'd like. Following that up, on the 8th, we have another league challenge. This one in Waco, Texas, at the Game Closet store. And yeah, I believe every single event we're talking about is standard. So I'm gonna try not to repeat that every single time, but whatever happens, happens. Following that, we also, on the 8th, if you don't want to go to a challenge, you may want to actually go to a cup. This weekend, there is a cup going on in Dallas on Saturday, and there's another one going on Sunday. So, maybe you don't want to come up to Oklahoma because there's stuff going on right there in Texas. I understand. This is associated with Team Wishy-Washy and the Wishy-Washy Academy. So that's cool. Shout out to Team Wishy-Washy. You guys are killing it. I hear that a couple of your members actually made Worlds this weekend too, so good deal. Admission standard $15, standard format, top cut gets prizing, winner in each play group will be getting a mat, and they are also doing the pack per win prizing as well. So lots of ways you can get something back for your entry here if you go to the Boardwalk Games League Cup on Saturday down in Dallas. Then on Sunday, you have options. You can play in a league challenge over in Katy, Texas. Registration starts at 12:30. Admission is $5. Or you can play in a league cup. Registration starting at 11 a.m. over at the Sci-Fi Factory in Keller, Texas. That's a $20 admission fee, and they stress that you need to be there promptly or you're going to get a round one loss. And juniors and seniors get an additional booster pack just for completing the tournament, so that's cool. And then everybody gets prizing based on how they do. Looking a little bit further forward into next week, there's another challenge happening at the Asgard Games venue. They're down in Houston again. That's on June 11th, which I believe is Tuesday again. Yeah, June 11th on Tuesday in Houston. There's a challenge going on. Registration starting at 6 p.m. And then on Wednesday, June 12th, in Keller, Texas, we have another challenge. Again at the Sci-Fi Factory. Also, this is the one. Free admission. There's no charge unless they are, doing something that I can't see on their page. So free in Keller, Texas, League Challenge next week on Wednesday. Then on the 13th, aka Thursday, we have a third challenge over in Waco, Texas. This one's the $6 entry fee that is kind of standard in a lot of places, somewhere in the $4 to $6 range, at Nexus Esports in Waco. Following that, there is another League Cup coming up. This one on the 15th, so that's on Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. They're in Waco, Texas, at the Game Closet again. There's a $15 League Cup, registration at 11. And then we'll close things out. There's an additional League Cup there in Dallas on the 15th. Again, registration at 11. And two more events we're going to talk about. Another League Cup on Sunday in Austin. Registration at 10. They offer online registration, but they do not say it is required. However, there is a cap at 52 players, so make sure you're there and register on. Like, if you're sure you're going, make sure you can be included in that first 52 by registering online. But if you're not sure, you don't have to, I suppose. And then finally, there's a League Cup that same day, Sunday the 16th. They're down in Conroe, Texas. I have no idea where Conroe is, so I don't know where's closer to where, which one you want to go to. But I definitely think you're going to want to go to one of them if you're down there in Texas. I managed to actually, I think, cover everything that's happening in Texas, so I'm going to pat myself on the back, because I know last week I missed a few. I was just looking at things that are within 250 miles of me here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I missed some of the further out ones, and that's probably like the Austin area and maybe some of Houston. So anyway, covered everything. I think we're good to go. Let me know in the comments if there's something that I did wrong, did stupidly, if you have opinions on any of the venues we've talked about, or just want to say random things. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Alright, with that, we're going to wrap things up for this weekly roundup video, and we'll be back next week. Going to try to make this a recurring thing in the first half of the week so people can make plans. Alright, JGB signing out.